and help me understand. Why do you care about the players who play for your team? Because they're not from your city. All right, they don't represent
good ones.
Okay, but they don't represent your city, your state, your municipality, any of that. They're all guns for hire, right? They're flown in for as much money as the rich motherfucker that happens to own that team wants to shell out that year, unless you're in baseball, or unless you're in a sport with a salary cap, I should say, and they don't give a fuck about you. A lot of the times they hate living in your city. I would wager that a lot of Philly players hate living in Philly. Like who doesn't? That's probably why they're so ornery. They have to live in Philly.
I bet the amount of money they make mitigates that a little bit. But yeah, for me at least, like the only sport I watch religiously is hockey, and I just want to see a really good product on the ice. Like I want to see high quality hockey. I don't care if he's from Czechoslovakia or Russia or Germany.
Okay,
like,
so why do you care
really
about?
Good.
So why the St. Louis Blues are your team?
You got to have a team.
Yeah,
like if you're going to watch a sport, it has to be something, whether it's just the uniform, the logo, the state name or initials on the uniform. It's got to be something, or else you'll just be like, oh, hey, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, the
so
way
they make it seem like it's your
I just
state.
don't give a shit.
Yeah, most people don't.
You don't give a shit about team sports. And I'll say the way they used to do it in the NHL, at least, was that certain cities would have like a gate. So the Montreal Canadiens in like the 1930s were like, if you're born within 50 miles of Montreal proper, you can't play for any other team. You have to play for us. And eventually they're like, you can't take all the Canadians. That's not fair. Like you're beating everybody's ass. You've won 27 Stanley Cups in the last 33 years. Like you come on, spread the love a little bit. So like you kind of need that. You can't do the Nashville Predators. You think they're going to field a team of Nashville hockey players?
That just means that we can't have a team in Nashville. Nobody's watching the Nashville Predators anyway.
They have one of the best viewerships in the league. Nashville's really excited about the Predators.
Says you.
I don't know, says the NHL. But
that's why being a Yankees fan as far as baseball goes, being a Yankees fan is pretty good because the players do enjoy, for the most part, being signed to the Yankees. It's like a big deal to them. The team, it's always at least good. You know, even a shitty Yankees team is better than San Diego or something. So, you know.
Well, there's so many spoiled fans out there. New York.
Yeah. You're right. New York Yankees are spoiled fans. You're right.
Being from St. Louis, like the Cardinals, the fans here are fucking spoiled. Well, they'll be like, ugh, we're barely going to make the playoffs this year. This is humiliating. And it's like, think about like what fucking like Cincinnati and like these poor other people. Like, I don't know enough about baseball to even say the Padres.
They'll never see fucking a championship. They won't even see a pennant. They'll see nothing.
Atlanta will come. I believe. I hope Atlanta wins for you. That'd be great. Because unlike you, who bought a bunch of Bruins stuff to fuck with me if the Bruins would have won the Stanley Cup, if Atlanta won, I would buy a T-shirt. I'd buy a Braves T-shirt. I'd wear it proud.
You could tattoo the fucking Nationals logo on your cock, and I wouldn't give a fuck. you could dress your girlfriend up as a Brave and fuck her with a Nationals tatted cock, and I just wouldn't care. That left me like being a big Braves fan left me like when I was a little kid, and you know the original team I started watching all fell apart, and Bobby Cox retired and all that stuff. I just don't care anymore.
Yeah, that's happened after. I remember after the '86 Mets, which of course legendary series against Boston with the famous play it first with what's his name? Fucking
went between his legs.
Boston.
I can't think of his name.
Bill Buckner. Yeah, and that team, everyone's like, "Oh, awesome! We got a great team." And the next year they just dismantled it. Everyone went somewhere else. And you're like what you were saying. No one gave a shit. No one wanted to be stay with the team out of team pride. Like, oh, who's going to pay me the most? I'll go there.
Oh God, the Dodgers World Series robbery I hadn't felt that devastated about sports since I was a kid and the Suns lost in like game 7 of the NBA champ. Do you remember that when the Suns got beat by the Bulls? It doesn't matter. The Dodgers losing 2 World Series in a row, and then it coming out that they got cheated out of it was like a permanent twisted knife in the gut for for an LA sports fan.
Stealing signs, right?
Yeah, they were picking up their signs, and the other team was picking up their signs and signaling to the batters. This was like last 3 years, like 3 years ago and 2 years ago. Their hitting coach was picking up the signs using some kind of like the Predator technology over center field and signaling to them with devices implanted in their assholes. And they were just teeing up on
they would signal the guy. They would
Yeah,
signal
go
the guy
ahead.
in the dugout, maybe even with a walkie-talkie or something, and then the guy in the dugout would hit a trash can lid with like a stick with a code to let them know if it was like a breaking ball or off speed or what it was going to be. Like 1 whack meant fastball and 2 whacks meant off speed and 3 meant breaking ball, something like that. And so you go back and watch the games, and the batter will be up, and you'll hear thump thump. And then he'll knock it out of the fucking park.
Yeah.
Obvious.
Yeah. And then they had all that Houston strong shit because of their fucking hurricane. The next, they were just dragging it around like, oh yeah, they really needed this win because of the hurricane. Like, oh, you guys we're donating 1% of our tickets to help people because of the hurricane. And it turned out they cheated and stole all of it, and nobody got hanged for it. They should have stripped all of those guys naked and made them walk on shame from Chavez Ravine back to Houston. But not a goddamn thing happened. It was robbery. Bullshit.
Great ability to like get me riled up about things that I didn't know existed. 15 seconds,
dude. Yeah, right. I went to this bar, the same bar every night. We did all these dumb, superstitious things where all 3 of us were trying to flirt with the waitress who didn't want anything, didn't even want to be there. Poisoned the memory.
Oh, that's superstitious.
We got fucked as a Yankee fan. We got fucked in 2001 because we were supposed to win because of 9/11, and then like, yeah, you think like, oh, it's got to work like this. It's like a movie, right? No, the Diamondbacks kicked their fucking ass. That was that. Yeah,
that's funny.
Well, it could be worse. You could be a Mets fan like Bobo.
Oh God, yeah, Bobo from my show. He's a huge Mets fan. He's an idiot savant without the pesky savant part.
The stories about his fucking cock. I know so much about that man's penis that I don't want to know.
Yeah, a little too much.
If I could erase that from my mind, I would.
It's just terrible.
Dude, there's no funnier clip online than of Jim doing the. Do you want to grab her tits, Bobo? And so just and then
he would talk about women and sex, and he would get a hard on, and it would show like through his pants. Obviously, he's not standing there naked, but like through his pants. And then he would start going like, "So, what do you think of the Mets' chances this year?" And Bobo would just start talking about it, and you'd see it go back down, and up, down, up, down. And Patrice O'Neill, God rest his soul, is screaming, laughing in this clip. It's unfucking believably funny, but that's one of the fine people connected to the program.
Jesus Christ,
Bobo.
Just a little Bobo memory because I was such a big.
You're breaking up really badly.
I'm breaking up.
Really badly.
Is someone using your internet in the house? Like,
I'll confirm that nobody is. Give me.
Yeah.
Got up the gig connection. Okay. Fucking Fios.
That's got to be a hell of a scream that's going on in the back right now if his mic's muted. What the fuck are you? Just in case someone is, I'm going to mute this mic, fellas. I'll be right back.
Just a real gorilla whooping going on back there. Just lots of flailing and screaming.